Excellent. Right. Okay.
So, Doug, where do you see the future of this production? Where do you see it going?
So that's both scary and exciting at the same time, because the options that are open to us at the moment are quite wide, probably wider than it's ever been for a creative artist at any time in the past, because there's a lot of delivery media that is available, and there's a lot of older delivery media like television stations, and I think we live in a world in MMXX that is not impatient, but is
Instant gratification, hedonistic.
not just that. People need content. It's a horrible world out there today with viruses and a lot of really evil political things happening, and in a way entertainment is not a lot of people have got much more than that at the moment. So
Is there any part of you that is frightened to release the butterfly beat to the world? Because you're everything, you're exposing everything.
Well, one small bit, I'm not scared of what I'm exposing, but I'm scared that there may be something that would be difficult for somebody else. So let's just go on this, because this is a really interesting talk.
Yeah.
So Frankie, you have been totally open and honest with all of the stuff that you've done for me, and you have today, Lauren, because you've both done something that a lot of people would have been very uncomfortable with. I mean, I know she's doing all the dirty stuff and you're
Improvisation.
Improvisation, of course.
Put that out there.
Yeah, that's for the director. And there is, but because you're an open and confident and interesting. I do find you one of the most interesting people that I've ever met. You can handle that. Will some of the people not be able to handle some stuff? Because this is very, very sexual. Of a lot of every 100 people who apply to a casting that I put in, 90 minimum just get totally scared.
Right.
When you just mention the word that there's some sexuality in it. Not that there's any pornography in it, there's nothing graphic in it, but just the underlying...
I have to say, your appreciation of the female form, and I'm not just talking about myself, but from the rushes that I've seen that you've shot of other women, even when there has been nudity that I've seen, it's done in a very respectful and beautiful way, or an honest way. It's not in any way uncomfortable for me. Sometimes when you see nudity or sexual images on the television, it can be just very uncomfortable.
No, and absolutely. I've always tried to be respectful and avoid that.
Yeah.
But there's also violence in the butterfly beat as well. And there's also, just while we're talking about this, when you mentioned cuts in a couple of areas, you don't know that might not make somebody from Cuts get really pissed off in the same way that
we are all different.
Ali G did when he did. So I think we might need to think of just some alternative refining certain bits. Because I certainly don't want to offend anyone. I don't care if anyone thinks that I'm over sexual in the storyline. I don't care about that at all. In fact, if you look at art, with things like Lady Chatterley's Lullaby, this is small beer, and and I've been watching. I watch a lot of television programs, and some actors you don't know where they're coming from, because either they just want to act in the next Midsummer Murders, but nothing really that becomes challenging for an actor.
I think your use of the feminine form and the sexuality is a lot more honest, for example, than some of the historical dramas where they say they're about something else, but really it's an excuse to show breasts and heaving breasts,
exposure,
and I find that really cringy, and I know so many people love it, because it's kind of, it's sexy, but no one's saying it's sexy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, in a world where pornography is open, free of charge to anybody, a difficulty is that a lot of people are almost immune to pornography now, aren't they? So sometimes on a particular production, you might get something that is on a period drama or something that excites people where the pornography has just overloaded their brains. So I think our attitude to sexuality in a world where it's sort of gone out of control a little bit is really, really interesting, because my approach to the goddesses who make up women, who I hope that people see that I adore that and don't ever take it for granted or don't never misuse it, and I would hate to be accused of any sort of misogyny, but I adore the female form. I adore women of all shapes and sizes. There's nothing particular. I've got a lot of good-looking people in the film, but I'm not. That wasn't by. I suppose it was really. I suppose it was by choice, because I choose the characters and how they become. So this is really interesting. I would like, because we're going to stop now, I would like to make this a real inquiry into my psyche. I think that would be
Now
really
I know
good.
where we're going.
Yeah.
There's a lot of food for thought.
Yeah.
And
there could be a lot of beauty from this as well,
Yeah.
because I think honesty is a really important part of my life, and respect is a really important part of my life, but also the knowledge that we are sexual people.
And when I've been asked, you know, how did I feel uncomfortable, because I've done quite a few scenes just wearing a bra and a skirt and a jacket, or just a bra and jeans, and I replied, no, I did not feel uncomfortable, because I, like you, I appreciate beauty. I appreciate the body, whether it be male or female. I appreciate, and like you, all different shapes and sizes. I just think we are all amazing, and it's pretty interesting. And I felt the respect from you, so I didn't feel threatened.
That's really important to me.
Yeah, I
really
didn't,
important.
I didn't feel any time that you were leching or doing this after your own. You know, obviously your own thing is the butterfly beat as a whole, but on an individual space thing as an actor, I've never once felt uncomfortable or just belittled in any way, which is really important to me as well.
And what's also important to me, though, is because I respect very much that you said that, you've also been very open with me, and today you have, and we'll see how that goes. No one will ever get any surprises on anything that I do, so that, you know, so even that, when we did that improvisation in there, I would have stopped it if I'd felt that either of you were uncomfortable. But I didn't feel that either of you were comfortable. In fact, the opposite. I felt that you were both really comfortable in that. I mean, we'll see it. There are a lot of things that I might cut out of the final edit, because they're not necessary. And I'll expand that at depth sometime soon, because I've got to get a really nice line between a story. Harry Potter on acid is a great way to describe it, but I feel I want to get a really good
with a
line.
touch of Pink Floyd.
With a touch of Pink Floyd, yeah. That is so kind. Thank you, Lauren, and thank you, Frankie.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
And it's been a really good day today. Let's just gradually wind down.